Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between our visitors and the Denver Broncos. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Ready up. 14's the mic. 14's the mic. Hey, defense, let's go. Hey, zoom. 14, 14. Rabbit. Shift. Mike 45.
On first down, Locke. Got a man open, it's Sutton. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
Out of bounds at the 28-yard line. A 6-yard pickup.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Switch.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29.
But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
You can't block me.
Locke going to try and throw on 3rd down. He's got his 6'5 receiver. That's Tim Patrick. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered. It's both feet down for the completion.
Oh, now Lindsay lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. They'll try to draw Lindsay. And an alley to run. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
I got you. I got you.
Hey, Delta.
My 14, my 14.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Lock. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Rosen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The linebacker, Darius Leonard, applied the heat.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their 2nd down call is going to look like now.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. To throw is Rosen. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
Los Angeles.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 44-yard line. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. A nice opening right away as he'll maneuver his way up to the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down L.A.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Mike, I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
First carry for Austin Eckler, who's a Colorado native. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Charger first. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Watch.
Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, Eckler. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
One play has him to the 37 here for first and 10. On first and 10, it's Lindsey. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. It's Melvin Ingram on the tackle. He's already put it on the ground once in this first half. There, no gain, just struggling to get going.
Yeah, and what he needs right now, a dose of confidence, which means his guys have to chop a hole, a big one for him, give him a chance to run a little bit and gain some of that confidence back. He didn't get it on that carry.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Throwing now is Locke. He's got his man. This is Tate. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. On the return, it's White. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. That'd be ideal.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. They come up with exactly 1 minute to go in this first quarter.
Here we go, D. On deck, defense, on deck, on deck.
They'll try the right side with Eckler, and he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Now it's Rosen. And it's complete. Henry. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, Chargers.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Rosen just getting the snap off at 1. And he's got his man. It's Henry for a Chargers touchdown. Hunter Henry, his 2nd touchdown on the season. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Badgley on for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
60 out,
Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 23. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. William Jackson with a pick.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, guys.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. From the 35 on 2nd down. Rosen complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a 1st down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Throwing now, Rosen on 1st down. And it's caught. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Austin Eckler with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And it is now 21-0. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. Faking the give to Lindsey. Here's Locke. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
Fournette, a first down carry. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut. And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. 2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving. They'll try the right side here with Fournette. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them. Rosen off the play action. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. Boy, Brandon, that's what I'd call an ill-advised pass right there on 3rd down. I mean, you just need a yard or 2 to keep the drive going. Instead, he's trying to hit a home run. You've got to really like your chances if you're going to take a shot like that. They'll run here with Lindsey. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
70, Indy.
At the 19-yard line.
Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. He'll get this one to Patrick. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. This one caught by Davis. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment. No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board. Jatavis Brown there on the tackle. On 2nd down now, it's Lindsey. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. That sack by the DN, Danico Autry.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They're not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
A 39-yard punt, a return of 5, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Charger drive about to get going. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
Looking to throw again on second down. Rosen complete. It's Henry. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Middle. Hey, Alpha.
On 3rd and 1, Rosen. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. Oh, the big play's going to get even bigger as penalty flags are down, and I believe they're going to get a face mask penalty tacked on. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So now then the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. Play action here with Rosen. He'll get this to Eckler. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, as the first half is winding down. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away.
Here we go.
The Broncos take over.
Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Come on, set.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will do it for this first half. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Charger drive about to get going. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. That's going to set them back 5 yards. So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game. After the penalty, it's Fournette. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Derek Wolfe there on the tackle.
Being strong up the middle is imperative. I don't care what your sport, but in football, when you've got a D tackle who can contribute not only to occupying bodies, but also making plays on the ball carrier, that's when you have the cornerstone of a solid run defense.
Hard. Tight on the left. Move. Four down.
On 2nd and 15 now. Rosen into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. The intended receiver there, Allen. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Ready.
After the turnover, here's Locke. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Kaiser White. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, first down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
Mike. Not today, you are. Not today. Monday. Check.
Now Rosen on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory. Down at the 33. They want to go to the air again with Rosen. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Well, touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Charger first down.
First down, Los Angeles.
So we got man.
From the red zone now, here's Rosen on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
At the 15-yard line.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Here's Rosen. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. A 15-yard touchdown grab as his guys continue to pour it on. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. He's going to let one fly for Tate. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And now here is another interception. Derwin James with a pick. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. From just shy of midfield, Rosen just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Rosen will throw, and that will be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
On is the Chargers punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10.
Ready.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough, because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think...
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And this is going to be a Charger touchdown.
They can't see us.
This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Let's go now.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side, because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Five. 44's to Mike. 44's to Mike. Watch the pass. Here we go. 44. Now. 44. Watch the pass.
Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down.
Here we go. Check. Lucky. Blue draw Corkers.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And they almost had another one. They are all over the football in this game. Nearly another pick. Now 4th down.
Let's
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They do go for it. It's locked into the hands of Patrick left side. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run the toss. It's Lindsey. And, boy, this defense, again, really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Let's go, defense.
Hey, Charlie, let's go. Let's fight.
Throwing on 2nd down. Lock. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Melvin Ingram able to record his 5th sack of the season. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile.
Kill, kill, kill.
Hard, hard.
SOS, SOS, SOS.
Yo, shoot.
On 3rd and long, it's locked. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's locked. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this is going to be incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position. They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some 1st downs, just as good as running the football. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Rosen to throw. This is caught. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Taking it in from 2 yards out as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. He was looking for Tim Patrick that time, and that takes us from second to third down.
Defense wins championships, baby.
Throwing his lock on third down. He's got his tight end, Jake Butt. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down.
44, Mike, 44. Here we go. 44 is the Mike, 44 is Mike. Check. Watch the curl, watch the snap.
Lock going to go on fourth down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. With a sack, it's Ziggy Ansah. So that's the second time this game they've given it up on fourth down. They're now 1 for 3 on fourth down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on fourth down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually, you have fourth down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
Watch the screen. Alert. Hatchet.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
It's Eckler again. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down.
Brandon, at some point, these defenders absolutely have to say, we just got to make a stand. We've had enough of this.
Given up a lot of points in this game, but look better on that drive. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a fourth down. You know what? I know it's fourth down and they've got a big lead, but go for it.
Yeah, and why not, right? Because they have the big lead. But don't you have to have a little bit of admiration for these guys on the defensive side of the ball? They've been shoved around this entire game, and they're making a nice goal line stand here. It would be fun to see them stop them on fourth down, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it's like putting whipped cream on broccoli at this point.
So what you're saying is they're going to go for it on fourth down. They're going to get it, aren't they?
I would. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready up.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense has got to be a little bit better. And now here is another interception. William Jackson with a pick. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. That one, 28 yards on the ground.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Tyler Croft, his first touchdown on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there. Often you talk about the three phases of the game: defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. On 1st down, Locke finding the open man, and that's Tim Patrick. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Set up. 18 Gator.
We gotta get to that Mike over there. Come on, baby. Come on, let's go.
Hit it.
Lock now on 1st down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah.
Tied that because with the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. It's a gain of 6. Moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Now it's Rosen. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the 1st down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the 2nd half. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And that right there is something we've seen, 15 times in NFL history. That will officially go down as a 60-yard field goal.
And everything has to be absolutely perfect for this to have any chance. He's got to get it out low and really drive through it. And I tell you, that was one heck of a kick. One heck of a decision on the sideline to even try it as well.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. A pretty good-looking run there on 1st down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
I'm here all day.
Hey, exit. Shoot.
Lock to throw on second down. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Hey, high 7.
From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. He'll get this one to Patrick. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. And they'll get 10 there, but it leaves him just short for 4th down. And they're going to go for this. Just 1 for 3 so far on 4th down tries. They're trying again.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
Locked to throw for it on 4th. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Patrick. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. 2 first downs have them up to the 41 now for 1st and 10.
Let's go. Snap.
Lock now on 1st down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Lock. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
Ready? 60 or.
I smell fear in that offense. I smell fear in that offense.
Hey, Haywood.
One final try for Locke. Finding his big receiver, Patrick, over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for our visitors, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they'll have another road date next week with the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Denver, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.